What is up, denizens of the interwebs? It's Chats here, coming at you with another video, and this time we're talking about how IGN has been snubbing Black Myth Wukong from any of the Game of the Year awards so far. Now, as we all know, IGN has a history of attacking Black Myth Wukong. They put out hit piece after hit piece against Black Myth Wukong and Game Science, which is the company behind Black Myth Wukong. IGN is, of course, where we had all those hit pieces claiming that From Science was a homophobic and racist company, was constantly making harassment-like statements against women, it was constantly attacking women, and was making constant sexist jokes, and they were also the company that claimed that Black Myth Wukong had 0 female characters in the game, proving that they only played about the first 20 minutes, because after that is when you find your first female character. And I will say right from now, I haven't played Black Myth Wukong because it's an $80 game, and I'm a broke college student, so I didn't play the game, but I have seen a whole lot about it, and it's one of the best looking games of this year, and I so hope to get it soon. Now, all of this information is coming out due to the amazing work that Grums is doing over on X, where he calls out, "Yo, IGN, you cheating?" IGN appears to manipulate user votes for Game of the Year to erase Black Myth Wukong's substantial lead. Look at the timestamps and vote counts. And here he shows it. At 4:30, Black Myth Wukong was sitting at 90%. At 5:06, 85%. 510, 84, and then 550, 74. Black Myth Wukong was constantly plummeting in values, but at the exact same time, no other game was raising. And there's no way to look at that other than the fact that IGN is clearly cheating. They're manipulating the services because they have had a hate boner against From Science and a hate boner for Black Myth Wukong since day one because they refuse to accept Sweet Baby Inc.'s racketeering. If you're wondering what I'm referring to, this was from a few months ago. The reason why the team behind Black Myth Wukong has been subjected to persistent sexist attacks and slander since their first promotional videos because they have consistently refused political correctness guidance and rejected the extortionate guidance fees of millions of dollars demanded by these political correctness teams. Actually, such teams are quite common in Europe and America. They interfere with works like Assassin's Creed, Dying Light 2, Stay Human, and God of War by pushing them for politically correct female protagonists. These changes are the direct result of interference and guidance of such teams, such as Assassin's Creed Shadows, which, as we all know, just got delayed, Alan Wake 2, which never made a profit, Last of Us 2, which was poorly received, and Concord, which was shut down. Game Science teams refuse to communicate with these groups and reject their interference. Most importantly, they refuse to pay the exorbitant $7 million in guidance fees. This is the direct reason why they are being attacked and slandered. Some justifications are based on the team's lack of diversity or representation, which doesn't align with the political correctness standards. A reminder, this company is set in China, where there isn't a whole lot of diversity. A typical example is in an article by a major IGN writer criticizing Hogwarts Legacy and refusing to evaluate or promote it due to alleged lack of political correctness. So we have known that IGN has been on a hate and attack campaign against Black Myth Wukong and From Science since the get-go. Since day one, they have been attacking them, and one of the biggest things that they used was they were responsible for the false translations that had Kotaku and The Gamer and so many other websites attacking Black Myth Wukong. And it's the reason why their Metascore was so low for so long, because of all these people attacking them. If I should remind you of Crane Rant's review of the game, where they gave it a 6 out of 10 because the game was lacking in inclusivity and diversity. So no, I don't believe that IGN is being serious with these numbers, and I 100% believe that they're being manipulated. Should I remind you guys of Hogwarts Legacy, the best-selling game of last year? Even though it came out at the very end, it was the best-selling game of 2023, and it didn't get a single award from any of the game awards. Now, this site that I've never heard about, called PassionateGeeks.com, I have no idea who they are, I've never heard of them, and I wonder why this article wasn't put anywhere else. But they claim to have an answer from IGN's co-founder regarding the Black Myth Wukong manipulation. To which he says, "Don't worry, there is no manipulation of votes, but the robots are filtered out. Don't worry, those mail-in ballots that were counted overnight, those aren't real. Those are just bots. We're just ignoring them. It's totally legitimate. This definitely isn't a rigged election. Cough, cough. I wonder what it reminds me of." All he says in the very small statement is that it's not a bit of manipulation one bit, it is them eliminating all of the robots and false votes. Now, if only we did eliminate the false votes from a few other elections, maybe we'd have a little bit of a better society. But I guess that doesn't matter, because that's all that matters to the IGN, is the appearance. And it's just like Elon Musk said, these people care about appearing good while doing evil. And they are erasing Black Myth Wukong from the Game of the Year award because they think it looks good, because they think they're doing their part. They're doing their social justice warrior activities to make sure that this game is buried as much as possible. But of course, as it always happens, it always backfires. This game is getting more attention because of it, because Grums has gained an infinitely larger following because of the actions of companies like IGN. So no, I don't believe the lies. I don't believe the claims that they're all bots. I 100% believe that this is voter interference, that they are actively taking action to make sure that this game fails, to make sure this game loses. That is 100% something that I am certain of. I guarantee it 100%, and there is nothing that IGN could say to prove me otherwise unless they can find the exact bot farm that was being used to feed into Black Myth Wukong. But why did I believe a bot farm was being used to feed into Black Myth Wukong and not one of a million other games that actually push this diversity agenda, since they're the only side that actually seems to use bots? But let me know in the comments below, do you think that IGN has been deleting comments, or do you think it was an actual bot farming? But that's really all I've got for today, so thanks for coming along and just looking at another instance of where IGN and the game journalists are actively opposed to the player.